Welcome to another episode of Deck Profile Quest. I'm your host, the Blood Knight of the Old Republic of Bloodganistan. Like, share, and subscribe. And today I'm doing a deck profile quest I like to call Diet Blue Eyes White Destiny. Now you see, what you should know about the Blue Eyes, like the new Blue Eyes White Destiny structure deck, is it is loaded, it is filled to the brim. It's filled to the brim with like good stuff. And you buy 3 of these decks, and basically you got a whole bunch of leftover cards. So yeah, this is my attempt to make use of these leftover cards, folks. Because this right here, this is the good shit that I built. The next episode of Deck Profile Quest. So yeah, let's get into it. What you may not know is that the structure decks, they'll come with like an extra ultra rare card and whatnot. That's not important. Let's get into this deck profile quest. So yeah, we got 3 copies Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon. Now this deck, I built it using extra bulk that I have. Basically, that was floating around, different Blue Eyes supports and all that. So yeah, we got Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, and we got Gigantic Castle. Gigantic Castle. He is the GOAT. He is the MVP of this deck, folks. Don't bother with all this. Don't bother with these shiny dragons. This is the GOAT of the deck. No. It's just chilling out here, hanging with Blue Eyes. Hanging out with the Blue Eyes deck, you know. Just chilling out, living life. Although, it would be cool though if they had like a monster version. It's like Citadel of the Eyes of Blue or something like that. Like some sort of floating citadel or something like that. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah. We got 2 copies of Azure Eyes Silver Dragon. Indigo Eyes. We got Indigo Eyes Silver Dragon. Next, we got Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon, 2 copies of Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon, Heretic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres, and Spirit with Eyes of Blue. It's like there's so much bulk in the structure deck if you buy 3 copies. Plus what I have on tap. So yeah. 3 copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon. Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon. I'll move this off to the side. A little bit of a glare. Yeah. Now you can see it as I'm throwing them down. We got Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon. That's for our Blue Eyes Dragons. We got Master with Eyes of Blue. Master with Eyes, 2 copies of them. 2 copies of Maiden with Eyes of White. Protector with Eyes of Blue. 3 copies of Sage with Eyes of Blue. We got 3 copies of Effect Veiler. And 3 copies of Dictator of D. But no, yeah, the Blue Eyes structure deck, it came loaded with 3 of these. If I remember correctly. I think, yeah, it was, yeah. 2 copies of Effect Veiler per structure deck, which is insane if you ask me. Konami, it's like they were cooking some good shit when they made this structure deck. Next, 3 copies of Trade-In, 3 copies of Medley of Awakening Dragons, 3 copies of Ultimate Fusion, 2 copies of Mausoleum of Light, 3 copies of Chaos Form, I've seen guides. I've seen guides where it's like you only need 1 Mausoleum of White, but I don't want to take any chances. We got Wishes for Eyes of Blue, Called by the Grave, Monster Reborn, Burst Stream of Destruction, and Beacon of White. Some of these cards you'll find, most of these cards, majority of them, you will find in the structure deck. What I've added, it was added from my own collection, but it's locked. You can find it's generic stuff. A copy of Call of the Haunted, Destined Rivals, 2 copies of Majesty of the White Dragon. That's for the Spell and Trap card lineup. Now for the side deck. Snatch Steel, 3 copies of Stamping Destruction. If I had the extra copies of Regeki, Harpy's Feather Duster, or I guess Twin Twisters, these would definitely be where they would go. It's just a little bit of spell trap removal for the side deck. Burst Stream of Destruction, 3 copies of Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragon, Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragon. That's next. Ultimate Creature of Destruction. There can be only 1 True Light Dimension Shifter and 3 copies of Honest for the side deck. That's just side deck here is something I cooked up. So yeah. I could have added a copy of Blue Eyes Shining Dragon to this, but no, I'd rather keep it a bit more consistent. We got the ritual monsters in there. Lots of power in the deck. So yeah, this is my deck profile for Diet Blue Eyes White Destiny. So yeah, I'm your host, the Blood Knight of the Old Republic of Bloodganistan. Like, share, and subscribe.